Hello and welcome everyone to financial modeling course. Uh, this is one of the finest course and every accountant or every person in the finance or working in the finance should have an idea that how you should be making up with the models, right? So this is the first class, the orientation class of financial modeling, in particularly in English language for all the students across the globe want to have an idea of the Microsoft Office and the difficult models that how we're going to be working it on is going to be in front of you. Now, let us just share the screen and have an idea that what this particular course is all about. All the students, those who are attempting this class live, can share me on the Zoom chat box that whether this particular course is this particular screen is visible or not, so that we can particularly continue. Yeah, so we have got the confirmation from the students that yes, the screen is visible. So it's great if it's visible. Let's have a discussion on this. See, this first of all, let's have an idea that what is the tutor profile, so that you should be knowing me, that who I am and why this course is best fit for all the finance person, and then we'll go on to the orientation and course outline. Right. So my name is Sheikh Abdul Basit. SAB is the code that students uses for me. I have done ACA, ACCA, BSc. I am the prime facility of a facilitator of Mirchala of Accountancy for these subjects, right? Prime faculty for these subjects. And I have 5+ years of industry experience and audit firms, which gives me an idea that how this course should be driven, because I have manually worked on these files, right? And therefore have thought of introducing this course so that you should be having exactly an idea that how you can manage your work effectively through this course, right? Now, this is a slight tutor intro, right? This is a slight tutor intro of mine. I have been involved in teaching, and one of the finest thing for all the finance person is that I myself is a chartered accountant and chartered certified accountant, and have a greater idea of the finance because I have worked there, right? So these two things, the experience and the qualification add on. The one who's teaching this financial modeling course is itself is an accountant, right? So therefore, all the finance fraternity have a greater idea that how you should be doing it, right? How you should be doing it or how you should be doing it. So what after this course we're going to be able to do, I'll be discussing it later, but just on a basic ground that you should have an idea that in this course what we should be having or what we should be discussing, it's clear and cut. Like after this course your CV is updated, right? You will be getting a certificate, you will be getting idea, you will be getting formats of different models. I'm going to discuss. You'll be getting formats of different models as well. I'm going to discuss that. And with formats of different models, what else you're going to be getting here, huh? What else you're going to be getting here? So with formats of different models, you'll be getting a freelancing opportunity as well. Because guys, if you know that there are multiple vendors available that they want their files, their things to be made. So there are multiple people involved available here which wanted these models, right? So if you have an idea that how to make, you can easily get that. And yeah, employment opportunity is also available. That's for sure. That once you have got this course, well, it's gonna be added up on your CV, and it's on your CV. So it's obviously a particular valuable ground that's going to be impacting your employment as well, right? Workload management can also be done. Yeah, if you have a plenty of workload with these Excel files or Microsoft Office files, so if you know these desired formulas, you could have a better idea. Like give me just an example, right? You must have gone through the Excel sheets. You don't know like what exactly this particular tab is, like what exactly this tab tells us, and what are the features here in this new tab, in insert, in draw, in page layout, in formulas. So this course will not only give you the models, but will have a greater idea like how effectively you can use this particular model, how effectively you can use this particular model, right? So Now, orientation, course outline. This is my number, just for your information. Those, because I'll be posting this video on all of the social media platforms. So those who have an idea of this, you can easily contact me on my WhatsApp number. See, this is particularly the areas that we're gonna be converting, or we're gonna be having an look on this particular financial modeling course, right? So what's that? It's simple. That it's a basic Excel course, right? What's that? It's simple. In financial modeling, I've categorized this course into three different parts, right? I've categorized this course into three different parts. One is basic Excel. See, if you want to understand the financial modeling course, if you want to apply the financial modeling, you should have a good idea on the basic Excel. Without the basic Excel, without the good idea on the basic Excel, you cannot do financial modeling, right? So rather than doing a separate course for Excel, this course is a complete solution to that, right? Like if you have done basic Excel, that classes will act as a revision classes for you. And if you're not doing that basic Excel course for yourself, so I believe that this financial modeling course would give you a better idea. In this part one, right, I told you as earlier that I have categorized financial modeling into three different parts, right? I have categorized financial modeling into three different parts, and the first part is basic Excel. Now, what does basic Excel do? Like from the basics, we're gonna be starting like how Excel developed, basic formulas, sum, subtract, advanced formulas, ifs, sum ifs, count ifs, then lookups, then knowledge based formulas like concatenate, formatting, and all that. This will be included. This is included in the part one segment, which will around have 3 to 4 sessions, right? 3 to 4 sessions to categorize on the part one, and then we'll go on to our part two, and then we will go on to our part two. That's theoretical aspects of this course. Now, sir, what's the theoretical aspects of this course? Now, sir, what's the theoretical aspect of this course? So it's quite simple, it's quite easy. Like in theoretical aspects, what we're gonna be doing, we'll be studying what we have studied in our accounting, but on Excel, right? In accounting, whether you have done BCom, ACCA, ACA, any accountancy, you know about these valuation models like net asset model, the price earning, the cash flow, the discounted cash flows, the payback period. These all knowledge, you have an idea. And what we're going to be having, we'll be studying a particular these for a brief revision as well, and on the Excel. So you know exactly how to plot discounted cash flows on Excel. You know exactly how to plot your payback period on Excel. You know exactly how to do free cash flows on Excel. You know exactly what is the cash flow forecast model. You know exactly price earning ratio. You know exactly discounted earning model. So this is particularly, I believe, a good revision of your management aspects of accounting. And on the Excel, you'll be adding up with the formulas, okay, that the model, or the questions that took you hours and hours to solve on paper in Excel, that are just eventually, I believe, that are just eventually uh, minutes of solution, right? And once we have done all these valuation chapters, we'll be doing financial accounting models. Like you'll be making financial statements here, you'll be making ratio analysis here, you'll be making synergy earnings here. So this particular financial modeling course does not just gives you the formats, right? This teaches you the Excel, this teaches you the theoretical aspects, and this teaches you the financial accounting, based on the Excel and based on the models that we will be making, right? So once part one is done, we'll move on to the part two, which is theoretical as well as practically solving these questions on the Excel, making financial statements, making ratio analysis, making synergy earnings, making sales mix, expense mix of an entity, showing some models that have made that. So this will give you a very, very, very good idea of it, right? Then we have models based on WAC, like sources of finance, models to forecast financials. So this all will be once our basic Excel. One is the basic financials that we are making, the actual financials, whereas one will be the forecasting financials. Like we'll assume some numbers and we'll plot for the financials that have been made there, right? So this will be the part two, which will approx take 10 classes, and after that we'll move on to this part three, comprehensive financial statement projection, important and unimportant amounts. Similarly, assumptions, similarly, income statement linking rules. So this FM aspect will be covered completely, which will be approx 15 to 20 hours, and you'll be getting this complete idea there, like why we need to do financial modeling, sample worksheets, some models, then type of financial models, then 10-year projection model. You'll be projecting numbers, amortization model, working capital model, income statement, calculation of deficit and surplus. Similarly, financial statement projection model, important and unimportant amounts, rules for deciding number, like ratio analysis, revolver technique. Yeah, revolver technique. Then cash flow statement. In my corporate experience, I always remember that getting the cash flow tied was very difficult because it includes many things, many things, right? So this particularly is a financial modeling area, but before doing this area, we have to do these numbers as well. Before doing these area, we have to do these figures as well. As without these part one and part two, you cannot give an idea or get in particular thing in here, right? You cannot get particular thing in here. So therefore, part one, part two, part three, this complete summary, I believe, is going to be taking around 30 to 40 sessions with query and support as well. So this course will be a 50 plus queries. I believe 50 plus hours, right, with query live session as well. And one of the common question that students are, that's after this course, do we or will we be able to do the freelancing? Yes, you're going to be able to do the freelancing. There will be there are platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and you can easily go on to them. And if someone wants to make a projection based on Excel, so the models will be ready up with you. I'll be giving you the formats and each and everything, and you just have to plot the assumptions that they have given and tailor that in, right? Sometimes the students think that's how exactly we're going to be able to make a model. So sometimes you do not need to make models, you need to tailor it according to the requirements of your customers. So the tailoring will be done, right? Which student it's suitable. See, whether if you are a chartered accountant like me, it's perfect for you, you have to do that. Or you're going to be a chartered accountant, it's definitely for you. But if you are BBA, masters, or in fact an intermediate student, you should go for this course, as it will give you a greater idea that how this particular financial modeling course act there, right? Yeah, topics are taught as well. The course is available live as well as recorded, and advantages will be that it's an extra skill, right? This is not mandatory. Like ACCA or any accountancy body have not done a mandatory course here. It's an extra skill that gets you employable, that gets you earn, right? And so how to register? So you can register through the Mirshawala's website, or also you can obviously contact us on my WhatsApp number that's been given to you, and Sister Mirshawala's website that you can go on to that, right? Now let me come back here again, and before that, let me show you some benefits of this course. Like if you can see this number, right? If you can see, like you are in front of your manager working, and it asks you to give the numbers of sales, interest expense, machines, car, admin expense. These numbers have been asked by manager. So what you did, you just go on to the your desk, open the financials, and incorporated these numbers, right? And incorporated these numbers. So if you have incorporated these numbers, what do you think? What do you think, guys? What manager will do? Is he will be happy or sad, or he will be treating you, or he'll be killing you? What he is going to be doing? See, if I'm your manager, and because at time I was an inter as at time I was a trainee, so I used to do these things, right? because the course that I have made for you guys, I have totally made it by myself. I have totally made it by my experiences that I have gone through. So what do you suggest here? Like, is it a good way to present a data to the manager, to the senior manager, to the financial controller, or to the CFO? Guys, it's really, really, really bad presentation. Like, if you have done this, like making the commas, it's pretty good. But if you're making, like, if you're showing the numbers like this, so your CFO gonna be killing you. Like, what exactly you have done? And yes, rather than giving this particular data, this is just a data. It's not being able to analyze anything. Why not giving them a data like this? Now, sir, what you have done, huh? Sir, what you have done, guys, I haven't done anything. I have just made data in the good format that it gives you a picture of the analysis. Sir, are you sure what you have done? I've just converted this data into this. This data was not even good for interpretation. You cannot interpret it, right? You cannot interpret it. But this data, you know that my GPM of the, like, if my manager is asking for those numbers, what he wants to do, he wants to do this. And I am here to make his work easy. And I am here to make his work easy, right, guys? So what do you think? Like, I have done, I've just formatted it in a good numbers. I've just made I believe I just made some formulas. I've calculated the growths. I've calculated the net profit that I used to just that I do not use to give here. And then I've calculated the increase, decrease. I've calculated some financial position, and this all from that raw data that you guys used to think and have submitted it to me, right? That you guys used to think and submitted it to me. I used to do this, right? And then I made the graph based on these numbers, like what's the sales, what the cost, what's the gross profit. I can add the things on the graphs. That's totally up to me. I can close the things. I'll be teaching you all these things to be a good presenter of the data. And this is just the basic, guys. This is just the basic. You don't think that while completing this course you'll be doing this. This is just the first step of this course. Like, how exactly this can be done, right? Like sales, cost of sales, gross profit. We have calculated and we have presented data that much fairly. If you think that you are at this phase of life, you know how to do this, then you should be knowing this as well. This is totally an extra step that adds value, right? All the students that I have taught, I used to give them, I used to give them an kind of an advice to do these courses, not just marketing my course. It's a value added contribution in your corporate life. This is what this course brings. Let's go to another example. Again, see, a company sells three products and it has following data. Corolla sales were 10,000. This Toyota company, Yaris sales were this, and Revo sales were this. I just made the chart, and rather than giving the chart to my CFO, I gave them this. That's my sales mix of the products that I used to offer is this, and sales mix in 22 is this. So he will know immediately that Revo sales have increased. Okay. Whereas the Corolla sales have decreased. And if my Corolla car is the prime product, then I should be focusing on it at why it's decreasing. And whereas Yaris that I recently launched have gone much anticipation from the market. So guys, the CFOs, the senior managers doesn't want these kind of data. They want a picture like this. And sometimes I used to spend nights and nights in my office to make these sort of graphs. So that, and this is the basic one. I'll be teaching you the humongous numbers of graphs. Right? I'll be teaching you that as well. And then year on year change in sales volume. So we got an idea that, oh, Revo is going great, whereas Yaris has performed well and the Corolla is not performed well. People used to give presentations on these things, right? People used to give presentation on these things now rather than giving the orientation of product. Now, what I'm supposed to say here, that with this course, you will be plenty ahead of these things, right? Like these are the basics, guys. And with this, you will be getting the formats, you will be getting the formula list, you will be getting the plenty of practice to all the models that I used to make. So again, now you can categorize here, like why I've made this course like this. It's simple, that the basic Excel to use these tabs should be known to you. Then the theoretical aspects, so you should be able to revise the net asset models, the price earning ratio, the cash flow forecast, payback period. You should be having an idea of it. Then making all these things that you have studied earlier in your studies on the Microsoft Office Excel, so that you have a good idea that how this can be done. And then sales analysis model, WAC modeling, and then financial modeling aspects. We'll start like what is that? What is financial modeling in Excel? Sample raw, converted models, 10-year projections, amortization. Then once you have gone through all these models, then working capital, preparation of FS, preparation of cash flow. Then part three, we have that's comprehensive financial statement projection. And then part four, it's company valuation ratios and revolving. So now I believe after seeing this pretty much small example, you exactly know that why this course is mandatory. And guys, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. This is the basic thing an accountant should know. This course is plenty long, and this course have many things that we should be having, or we should be getting an idea to that, right? So every aspect will be taught you in a plenty detail with a lot of practice, and which also gives you a greater idea to how to do these things, right? And once these basics and the advanced things are covered, you'll be given number of models to work on, right, guys? So you'll be given number of models to be working on, and once you have worked that, you'll be getting the certificate. Right, guys? Any questions still here? So you can ask. Otherwise, we'll be looking up to any particular questions if you have. Otherwise, we'll be going on to end this orientation session. So yeah, one question have arrived. That's after that, how are we gonna be starting the Upwork and Fiverr career? See, what I'll be doing once we have done this course, what I'll do, I'll particularly go onto that side and will let you know that how you can capture the projects from there, right? I myself have done these some kind of a projects from there, so you can sorry, so you can get exactly an idea that how you can do this particular course from there, and a particular sell your skill, right? But once you are have done this course, you need to do practice. Therefore, what I tell here is that I gave the formats as well. The day you will enroll, you will get this Excel file, you will get other models Excel file that I used to make. And the reason is quite simple. And the reason is quite simple. The reason is that you should be doing plenty of practice. So the models that we are going to teach you, you should amend them, you can tailor them. You know the impacts, that if I amended here, then what's going to be impacting there. If I amended that, what's going to be impacting that. So this will give you an plenty idea of that, right? And the reason is that I haven't directly dived into the model. The thing is, you should be knowing these things, right? Without knowing these formulas, you cannot make the model. Similarly, without knowing these theoretical concepts, you cannot make the model. And then you will go on to the financial modeling side. So that exactly gives you. So these 10, 15 hours of these two parts gonna give you a lot of edge in these 20 hours, I believe, that the things that we're gonna be teaching here. And yes, the certificate is also provided. You can market it. And yes, the main and the most important thing is, guys, the workload management. You wouldn't believe that workload management, if you have plenty of Excel files to do and you are doing it manually, so that means if you know the skill, if you have the financial modeling skill with you, you can easily manage that workload efficiently. And once you're free from your work, you can capture the extra work or extra money that you can earn, right? So I believe if you're any of the corporate side, if you're in the supply chain side or in any of the side, and you are doing some manual work, just think of this course so that this can lead you towards automation as well, right? This can lead you towards automation as well. So you can exactly have an idea that the manual things that you are used to do, we're not supposed to do that, right? So another question that a student have asked, it's quite uh, easy. That how many hours should be given to this? So see, this course is around 30 to 35 hours, right? And then 15 hours of practice by self is required. And once you have made all the models that I have taught by yourself, you are ready to go, ready to fly. And then once you have captured projects, you will be getting the amendments requirement as well, like how to amend the thing and how to carry on these things. So this will be taught to you by the time. So again, plenty of 50, 60 hours of life have been given. So that means you can easily get this course done, right? So this was the session, guys, and the classes are recorded as well, live as well as live. And yeah, it's an extra employable skill that makes you more employable. That the tag of the financial modeling in the CV, it also gets you more employable. That one, if I am hiring you and you are the financial modeling done, so I know you know about the Excel shortcuts, you know about the models, you know about the linking, you know about anything. And believe me, guys, I used to learn these 50 hours by spending 4 or 5 years in the corporate, and then I got to learn that, right? And in this course, you'll be learning all these things in just 50 hours. So that means this course is something special for you guys. And the best part is that an accountant is teaching this course. So the accounting concepts with the Excel concepts gives you an idea of the financial modeling. Right, guys? So this was the profile, this was the orientation class we had. Then we have an example like what this particular things we're going to be studying. That's just a basic example. Give that sheet to your manager, and he'll inspire like what have had done. Like previously you have been working like this, and your work will change with this course. Your data interpretation, your data presentation will change, which will give you greater, yeah, right? So thank you, guys. This was all from my side. Hopefully you would have enjoyed the orientation. You can either contact me on my WhatsApp number, it's with you for enrollment, or you can obviously go onto the website to buy the financial modeling course. So this is all from my side. And once you have enrolled, you have to text me, drop me a text, and I'll be sending you all the relevant files that have been used in this course, right? So thank you. Thanks a lot. See you all in the next class.